Hi everyone, welcome back to another scrapbook layout video and thank you for joining me again today. This is the second layout for, I want to say season 8 of Spin Less Scrap More, and I am using again the Crafting with my Gnomies, and I love this collection. So the first layout, however, I used up more paper than I knew that I was going to use. So for this second page, you can see here, I'm being very careful to really think about the size that I need things. And I'm following a sketch by Scrapbook Generation. So one side, it has the full piece. And then on the other side, it has another full piece, but I didn't have the whole length of it and the right width. So, or height, I guess it would be, but so you can see I've kind of cut the papers there to sort of, the pictures are going to go in between that, and then it works out really well in the end. At this point, there was some other strips on there where I thought I was going to use those heart ones, but I wasn't 100% sure how I was liking those. And I really liked the red, or I mean that pink, I guess it's pink. And so I was thinking about that one, but I wasn't really sure. And only having a couple pieces left, I didn't want to just go cutting it like crazy. And so I'm just kind of playing around at this point to see what it might look like on the paper. I maybe should have pulled out the white cardstock for the background before doing all this, but I'm just kind of winging it at this point. Then another thing that it calls for is 1/4 inch strips. A lot of Scrapbook Generation sketches have those. So that pink paper, I'm cutting down to a bunch of 1/4 inch strips because I know that I'll just line those up together and you won't even really be able to tell. So these are more scrapbooking crop photos. Again, me and my friends, this is me. When you meet me at a crop, we have a lot of fun. Before this crop, I had gotten a haircut, and it was what I considered the great haircut disaster of 2015. So these are from 2015. And I was talking to my good friend Terry, she's in the top photo there, and telling her about my haircut disaster. And she had just gotten her haircut as well, and she didn't really care for her haircut. Of course, hers looked a lot better than mine. So we joked, and what we did, and I hope she's not mad at me for sharing these, Terry, I'm sorry, you'll have to send me a message and let me know if you don't want any more of these to be seen, but we decided we were going to take photos and make kind of like mug shots with our hair. So we messed up our hair quite a bit, and you'll see the photos in a moment, and they're hilarious, and I laugh so hard every time I see them. So basically every crop that I go to with my friends, we try to take a nice photo and a funny photo. So you can see kind of, for example, the one there where we're all sitting on the couch, the middle photo is all of us, a nice photo. And then the one on the bottom, we're all kind of passed out because we're tired from the crop. And it's just so much fun. So like I said, if you ever crop with me, be prepared to take some crazy photos. But they're so funny to look back at and to see everybody's different faces they make and stuff. It's a lot of fun. Give it a try when you go to a crop with your friends next time. Just be silly and have some fun. Anyways, so I'm putting down the stripes on this side. As you can see, this side was easy because, the photos are 6 inches wide. So most of this paper and stuff here was 6 inches wide as well. I didn't cut it down. I kind of just figured I'd measure it and cut it off like I did just here. Now I'm going to line up this side. This side I had to be a little careful with because, like I said, I didn't have that full black piece of paper, which you don't need because you can easily put the strips like I'm going to do to make it look like the black paper goes behind. Now what I wanted to do, I kind of went back and forth trying to figure this out a little bit, is I was going to put the pictures down, but then I realized these are a certain width, so I better put these down first. And I had to be really careful to kind of get them straight so that the pictures wouldn't be, I think it turns out to be just a little crooked, but for the most part, I mean, you don't notice if it is. So I'm laying down this first piece here, and then I'm going to put down my photos, and at least one photo. No, I think I do all three, because then that way the top lines will be straight as well. So here's those funny photos. They just make me laugh, you guys. I'm sorry, Terry. I hope you don't mind. I did ask before. I have asked her if I could scrap photos of our crops. So she said, yeah. But what we did for the little number thing in the front, so she used to be a close to my heart consultant. And we put the CTMH for close to my heart, and then we put the date 01, so it was January 24th of 2015, which was kind of another fun way to put the date on the layout, so I didn't even have to date my layout. But um, now you can see I put the photos down and then I put that thin strip. So it actually worked out really well. And I got that whole area to look like the black piece goes. I did, if you look closely along the bottom photo on the very right currently, although this is the left-hand page, I'm just lining it up so everything lines up well. You can kind of see there's a little white between the photo and the black strip along the bottom. But, you know, I thought about leaving that, but I mean, fixing it. Sorry, I was getting a call and that distracted me. I thought about fixing it, but I didn't want to pull up the papers and mess it up any more than I already had. And here you can see where I was talking about those 1/4 inch strips is I'm just kind of putting them together. And I actually have one left over that got cut a little bit smaller. That's the only thing. I love that Tim Holtz trimmer or Tonic Studios, I guess, whatever it is. But it is a little bit more, it's not as accurate when cutting 1/4 inch strips as I would like. I thought about I know they make a larger size one, but I don't think I have desk room. If I had desk room, I would buy the bigger one, but oh well. That heart strip, you might be able to tell, is a slightly bigger, and for like a 1/4 of a second, I thought about maybe trimming it down, but I then realized this page is going to go on the left-hand side, and none of these are going to be lined up. I just currently had them lined up so that I could make sure they were mostly lined up with, you know, so that it looks like it's flowing in one big long strip. So that is pretty much how the pattern papers go. So if you have a layout or a sketch you want to follow, just kind of take a look at it for a minute and see if you can cut down your papers if you don't have a lot of papers. Then now comes the embellishing part, and I wish that I wasn't sure. I kind of think that I wish that I would have used that blue, but see, I didn't really have a big enough of the blue for instead of that teal along the bottom, but in the end, you don't really notice it anyway. I went ahead and I did add my journaling. I did strips of journaling, and I talked about why we did the funny photos, you know, the way we did them that way. And then I'm adding some of these pieces around. And I want you to notice this line does have some sewing and knitting, but underneath the journaling there is like those knitting squares. And then here's a paintbrush, and I don't even know what the gnome is holding in any of the gnomes that I use on this layout. And I'm not really worried about it. It's still crafting to me, and the colors all match. So I don't use all the things on there, like, you know, all the knitting stuff. And the one thing I think that I don't end up using was the typewriter. But I can't remember, so we'll just have to go. And then I have this little guy and this little speech bubble that says, "Let's get crafty." And I really liked it. And I wish I kind of would have left it in the top, but I kind of wanted him down here as well. So I just went ahead and put him down here for another cluster area. Now you guys will be proud of me because I also use that banner, as you can see. And I'm going to be honest, it kind of throws me off a little bit here and there, but I just kind of went with the flow. And what throws me off is because I'm not going to make that into more of a cluster. I didn't add any foam tape underneath the pieces at all. I'm switching the gnomes here, by the way, too, because this guy with the green hat, his hat leans to the left, and this guy with this hat, the blue hat, leans to the right. And this one was easier to fit next to that "Let's Get Crafty" sticker. So that is why I switched that guy, in case you were wondering. But anyways, what I was saying about that banner, you guys will be proud I used it, and I didn't make it into another cluster, and it's just kind of up there. I think the sketch might have had some kind of banner strips up there, but and I know that the clusters kind of don't really go in the up, down, up, down, up, down that I like them to go on double pages, but again, I really wanted to use that banner, and I knew my chances of using it. You know where else it might have been really cute was down by the cluster on the very right-hand side, and maybe even next to this little gnome down on the left-hand side, but I'm happy with where it is. So plus I think it kind of fills in that area a little bit as well. It's not so, which white space doesn't bother me, but it definitely filled in that area. And here I'm playing around. There was the sticker of the albums, and I really liked them up there. And I liked this die cutting machine sticker. So I'm just playing around with different things I wanted up there. There was this scrap word that I had up there in that cluster, but it was covering up too much of the albums, and I didn't want it to cover up so much of the albums. So that's why I moved the word scrap, and I didn't think I would like it, but I put it by the journaling, just above the journaling, and actually I really rather like it there. So now I'm just playing along here with trying to use up more of these things. I really wanted to use the glue gun, but that glue gun is definitely a weird shape. So, but I do get a lot of the stickers I want to use, whether it's this layout or the next layout. I have to apologize. It has been over a week since I did these layouts, and I've been really feeling very tired lately, which is why I haven't had as many videos up. So, yeah, thanks for your patience and sticking in there with me. I'm hoping to I'm doing the voiceover for these, and hopefully you'll finally have some more videos to watch from me. So, I think also it's because it's been nicer weather, I've been able to get out of the house just a tad bit more than last year. So that's been kind of nice. You know, if you're like me and been stuck in the house, like a lot of us last year, we're still stuck in our houses here in Oregon. They are still like not opening anything. So, I mean, things are kind of opening now, but anyways, it's still not as open as some places. So I still just stay home. I'm adding some of these word stickers around, and I'm going to add this word strip. And you can see I kind of tore the paper there that's below it. So I needed something to kind of cover that. But when I put scissors down with stickers, I really like to make it look like the scissors are going to cut. So that sticker says crop night. And what I did was so it looks like the scissors are about ready to cut into that word. So I think that's really cute. If you have like a scissors sticker or something like that, don't forget to make it look like it's going to cut into it. And again, I'm playing around here. I decided again to move that scrap word. I really liked this saying, meet me at the crop. And I really wanted to add some of that blue color over there. The colors in the clusters don't flow as well as they normally do when I do a crop, when I do a layout, but I don't care because the colors are kind of everywhere in the flowers in that black paper and the hearts and that banner. So to me, they're spread around enough, and I'm good with that. And I don't remember, I think I do add a title. I can't really remember. We'll have to wait and see. I think I do add a title, and that is pretty much going to be the layout. I do add some enamel dots around the page in the clusters, and you will be able to see that. Here comes the close-up photos. And I think that is about it for this layout. There's a little bit better picture. You can see the colors a little better here. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you are enjoying this series, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next layout. All right, guys, see you next time. Bye.